What's up, homies? Welcome to Nomads No Worries. Today we're joined by a very special guest. His name is Cam. He is the host of his own podcast, Pitchmark Collective. You know what, Cam? Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell the people who you are.
Yeah, Cameron with the weird last name is what I typically tell people. Pronounce Zyke, but we do have a podcast. It's called Pitchmark Collective, so you were right there, Steve. And really, it's not necessarily a brand. I would like to get some, merch and everything going, but we're still pretty early on, just figuring it out as we go. Doing it for fun, but it is a passion to talk about pro golf, our own golf, anything golf. So,
Hell yeah. Well,
Awesome.
today we're gonna talk about golf and travel and how those kind of tie in together since we are a travel podcast here. I think we all play golf. Jack, you're like more of a tennis guy, but I'd say you're a fan of country club sports overall. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I do have a golf story abroad, so I'm not without a story.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Yep.
But let's kick things off. We'll ask our friend Cameron some questions because he is our guest. I guess I'll ask you first about traveling and golf. Now, this is something I've golfed abroad, but I never fly with my clubs or anything like that. So for people who want to golf, in a city that they don't live in, if they want to fly around and golf, like what kind of tips could you offer them?
yeah, I would say get a good travel bag, right? You don't necessarily need one with the hard shell case, where the club heads are. But get a good travel bag that's sturdy. Like it's definite a case of like you pay for what you get. So the more expensive it is, the better quality it's going to be. And just know you're always going to run the risk of somebody breaking your clubs because they're out of your control. The baggage handlers do not care what's in your bags. They're going to throw stuff on top of your bags. They're going to throw your bag wherever they have to throw it. One thing that I don't do that a lot of people do is take the driver heads off of like your woods and your driver. You can unscrew them. I just try to make it nice and sturdy with like, I'll take like one of our extra blankets we have around, wrap it, make it nice and tight in there and fluffy. So that's what I like to do when it comes to that.
And do you have
One,
like what
okay.
sort of container do you have like for your
Yeah,
clubs?
so mine I got off Amazon for like 150 bucks. I just put whatever bag it's in, the actual golf bag, zip it up, and then I think it's a bag boy is what it's called. I'm going to upgrade soon because there's a couple holes, developing in the fabric, but you don't need one of those hard shell ones. It helps, but you don't need it. But yeah, I use the bag boy from Amazon right now, just confirmed.
Okay, one thing that I did, I guess I lied. I did travel with clubs one time, and what I did was I just kept it in the clubs in the box that they came in. They were
Mhm.
cheap. I got them at like Dick's Sporting Goods, and they came in this box, right? The whole set of clubs with the bag and everything. And I taped up the box and I put it on the plane. And I remember there was like a delay with the luggage afterwards, and my clubs were like blocking, like they were sideways blocking like the door that the bags were supposed to be going through. And everyone was freaking out. They're like, "What's going on? Where's our bags?" And someone at the airline was like, "I think someone tried to check a Christmas tree. Like, I think there's a Christmas tree in a box back here." And I looked and it was my fucking box of golf clubs. So,
So it was like
That that seems pretty on brand for you, Steve, for that to happen to you.
a cardboard box. You just like left it in the cardboard box that gets shipped to you with.
yeah, it was a cardboard box, exactly. But that's,
It's funny because it looks exactly like a Christmas tree box. Like if you get
Yeah.
one of the boxes, trees from Target, like the little stout, 5 foot tall box. Oh yeah, that's funny.
it was exactly like that.
That checks out.
But Cameron, for those who don't know, we are already friends with Cameron. This isn't just a random guest appearance. However, I don't know if we know a lot about your golf history. Obviously, you golf, you host a golf podcast. Would you say you're almost pro yet? Are you amateur? What's kind of your level?
I'm very far from pro. I like to do it to have fun. Not very good for how much I play and how long I've played. I should probably be much better. Unfortunately, with a 4-year-old at home, it's not looking like we're going to trend towards getting much better, anytime soon. Hopefully, he develops a love for the game pretty early on so I could take him out with me. Because that's just going to be much easier conversation with the wife, too. Like, hey, Cruz, wants to go golfing, so we're going to go golfing. It's not me, it's our son. But, you know, I picked it up like late high school. My grandpa was a big golfer. I remember going to his house watching, you know, like the pro tournaments and stuff on TV, flipping between that and NASCAR, literally the two most boring sports you can imagine. Watching Rusty Wallace or watching Tiger Woods, I kind of went more towards Tiger Woods. But it's just a fun game. You're outside, you know, especially out here in Denver. Views are just nonstop no matter where you play pretty much. It's just a good way to get some good exercise if you walk as well. Been doing that a little bit more. And then, you know, if you want to let loose, it's not a bad spot to do it as well. You got 4.5, 5 hours to yourself or you and your buddies. Have a few beers, maybe a couple fireball, you know, shooters. Throw them in there. It's just
Love
a
that.
way to have a good time.
That's honestly
I
my
gotta
favorite
say,
part.
yeah, me too. It's just being out. It's just a reason to be outside and be in nature, but you're actually doing something other than just
Mm-hmm.
hiking, which I know is big in Denver, you know. But yeah, golf is just a great way to get some fresh air.
For the
So
record, I'm completely out on hiking. If I'm gonna hike, I want to hit a golf ball while doing it. So I'll just walk 18.
two birds in one stone. I like that. Wait, so with your 4-year-old, are what you have any techniques to try to get him, you know, into the game early? Like maybe put some golf balls in his crib or something like that.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say, I mean,
He's
that's a moneymaker. You could like, you know, your kid could be a prodigy if you start him early enough. I don't know if you've ever seen The Short Game on Netflix. It's like a little docu-series about little kids who were just sick at golf. Like these kids are making money,
I
and
haven't.
their parents are like, you should check it out. You would love it. But their parents are like all over it because obviously the parents are benefiting from this as well. You know, they're like, oh,
Mhm.
scholarship, that's gonna benefit me. But yeah, sorry, go ahead, Cam. Answer
No,
the.
yeah. So we he's got like a big boy bed now. It's like I think it's a full, and between this mattress and the wall, right on the wooden bed frame. At one point, he had like 9 golf balls sitting right there that he would play with, like when he was supposed to be in bed. He's got his little set of clubs. A 4-year-old's attention span is not the most focused. We went to the driving range a couple times, you know, as a 3.5-year-old last year. He was like bouncing between wanting to hit his clubs and then also play with like my rangefinder or just run around. Luckily, we're out on like southeast Denver, so if we drive a little east, we get out kind of more smaller town, and the driving range isn't chock full of people like all the courses in the metro area are. But yeah, no, I mean, we watch pretty much like every golf tournament, a little bit of it at least, you know, on Saturdays and Sundays. We got the big one coming up, the Masters. He's going to be locked in just as much as I am, you know, at least Saturday and Sunday. So just trying to get him around it, talk about it. But when I got to turn off Paw Patrol and switch over to the Golf Channel, it's not necessarily the biggest fight in the world anymore. So, yeah,
Hell yeah.
Now,
trying to brainwash him as quickly as possible.
now,
Good.
how many polos does he own?
It's funny. They grow out of polos like the day after you buy them. So I bought him 2 polos when he was 2, and I haven't got him any since because it's a waste of money. He's a big t-shirt guy, big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle t-shirt. We got a couple Paw Patrol, some Pokemon, letting him live that child life, you know, in that aspect. Because I mean, he's 4, he's taller than most 5-year-olds that we play with, so he's just like growing nonstop. You don't want to spend $60 on a kid polo just yet.
That's fair. That's wise.
Now, me on the other hand, I have about 400 polos. It's a bit
Yes.
of an exaggeration, but I got a
Fuck
lot.
yeah.
One
Love
time
that.
in one time in college, I traded my Sperry's to Steve for polo shirts.
There you go.
And looking
That's
back,
true.
we talk about this story a lot, and we both agree that was kind of a gross thing to do, but it happened.
It
Yeah.
was college. You guys did much grosser things. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, we would drink beer out of Sperry's and shit. Jack, how long do you think you had those Sperry's before you traded them to me? Now that enough time has passed.
Multiple years for sure. Now, I didn't wear them that much, and I think that's why you were like, you always like, you looked in my closet and you're like, okay, I've never seen you wear these things. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
taking
they were
them.
fresh. They were
Yeah.
fresh.
You don't wear these Sperry's. I don't wear these polos. Let's make a deal. And that's when your
Right.
business, you know, love started, right? Your love for just
Yeah.
getting business done.
The art of the deal, as some people say.
After that, we were like, man, I just want to stare at a computer all day, every day. Like,
I
business
would
is so
love to just
fun.
sell software so much.
Now, Cameron, obviously you love your son. You've kept him around this long, but do you like him?
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's The reason why I wake up every day and try and sell software to insurance agencies. So that my golf addiction is about to get kicked into full gear. So I need to start slanging some stuff here.
So have you done any sort of financial modeling for junior golf? I know if you play golf for high school, you're basically getting free golf the whole
Mhm.
time. But I mean, before then, right, you got to kind of foot the bill.
Yeah, so no, I have not looked into the future of what it's going to cost for him to go pro starting probably next year.
Gotcha.
That work. But a lot of the public courses offer pretty good deals when it comes to like a membership. Like it's not like country club. They don't have pools. They don't have tennis courts. They don't have this big old restaurant and all that stuff. But those deals that it's like say for example, $2,500 for the year and then you just pay for your green fees and you get unlimited practice balls. Like we're gonna go somewhere like that. So like we just pay an upfront cost and then maybe, when he's young we'll probably have to ride in a cart more, but as he gets older, plan to do more walking because that's what they do in tournament golf. You walk until you get old in Champions Tour. So have not started looking at what it's gonna cost. I'm definitely a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy in life in general. So that's probably the approach we'll take as of now.
And is your son named after an exotic animal like some other famous golfers?
No, he's named after the Spanish word for cross. We just really like the name. It's Cruz, Cruz. We have zero, Hispanic heritage in our line here, but we just really enjoyed the name. Plus, me, him, my brother, and my oldest nephew all share the same initials, CWZ. So it's kind of a little family namesake kind of thing.
Okay,
It's
so
a great
Jack and
one.
I we're gonna try to guess your middle initial here. You said it's W. I'm gonna guess Wentworth.
Very golfy.
Jack, what's your guess?
I think I'm gonna say William.
Okay, so Jack's way closer. My middle name's Wayne. My
Uh,
middle name's Wayne,
like the
but
superhero.
my son's middle name is William for my dad. So another story about us four is my son shares a middle name with my brother, and I share a middle name with my oldest nephew, my brother's oldest son.
I like that.
Interesting.
Went,
CWZ all day, baby.
the only person I know named Wentworth is Wentworth Miller, who played Michael Schofield in Prison Break. It's the only time I've seen that name in use.
What about the ad? JD Wentworth, like something
I
about
First name,
insurance.
sorry, first name.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
but yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I
yeah. If
whistle
you
JG Wentworth theme like 3 times a day.
That's
877
probably
cash
how it
now,
came
baby.
to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably 877 cash now. That's probably how it came to me. I certainly don't know anyone with the first name Wentworth. To have that first name, you have to be a real douchebag or a professional golfer or something like that.
Or from Connecticut or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for
Or an
sure.
I don't
actor
know.
who was the lead in Prison Break. You know,
Right,
Right.
right.
pretty specific use case there. But
I don't know if I can name
Emphasis.
another new name though.
Wayne,
Dude,
William, and
Cameron.
Wentworth, I think we got them all.
Is that literally
Cameron, did you.
all?
Dude,
Wilson?
well, okay, I do need it. I need to bring this up, Cameron, because I don't know if you're aware of this. Did you know that Whataburger is the only fast food place that starts with a W?
What about Wendy's?
Wendy, Wendy's nuts are in your mouth.
I love
All
that that
right,
was
so
built for me, and Jack just jumped
yeah,
on the sword for me.
Jack bit on it. Yes.
It's ridiculous because I've like that's happened to me
As soon
so
as he
many
said it,
times.
as soon as he said, "What about Wendy's?" He knew. He knew
Because
it.
I was like, God,
You
he got me with this like last
you
week.
would have totally got me. I was in my head thinking like, "Wait a minute, that's not."
Yeah, Cameron and I are both like, this idiot, he's never been to Wendy's.
This guy's never had a junior bacon cheeseburger. Are you kidding me?
He doesn't like square patties. What's wrong with this guy?
Unbelievable, dude.
Cameron, what's your favorite fast food joint?
Honestly, probably have to lean like readily available nationwide. Like not everywhere has Whataburger, not everywhere has In-N-Out, right? I'm
Hmm.
probably going like if you call me and say, "Hey, we're gonna go to this place," and I'm 100% down for it, it's probably Taco Bell.
My man.
It's a good answer. Jack, that's your
Probably
answer as
Taco Bell.
well.
Yeah, that's my answer. And I love Taco Bell. And I love the fact that it's like we kind of did Mexican better than the Mexicans.
Have you
We
ever had a
improved
cheesy
upon it.
gordita crunch, Steve?
So good.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the main driving factor.
And
You
here
don't
in
get anything
Mexico
like it.
City, I ask for that. They don't have it. They don't have those anywhere in Mexico City. So yeah, to Jack's point, like you can make the argument that the US does it better.
Like,
I'll
do
make
they
that
even know
argument
what a
100% of the
gordita
time.
is?
I sure don't. But anyway, let's talk about something fun. Let's talk about some of our favorite courses. Cameron, obviously you're a Denver guy, but
Hmm.
I know you've traveled to some courses around the country. Do you have any standouts, any favorites that you've traveled to?
Yeah, I'll kind of like do two categories, like public and accessible compared to like private where you got to know somebody or you got to be a member somewhere that has reciprocal. So places that I've played and traveled to, I wore this hat for a reason. This would be the private one. It's called Trinity Forest in Dallas, Texas. It's pretty exclusive. They have members like Jordan Spieth, professional golfer. George Bush has a locker in the locker room. We saw Tony Romo there last time we were there in November, or I guess it was October. That's a really cool place to play golf from a private standpoint. Now, public, I spent a week in Pinehurst, North Carolina, and that Pinehurst Resort golf is incredible. So many courses, so many options. They have stay and play packages, that's relatively affordable. That includes, everything from all housing, all food, everything. So where you just pay this upfront cost, then you tip your caddy at the end. It's a pretty cool place to play golf, and it's pretty accessible to the everyday golfer. Abroad wise, I've actually never played abroad, outside of the US. I did take a golf lesson on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean when I was like 16. But that ruined my golf swing, and I did not want to play golf that summer because I was just trying
Do you
to implement what he taught me, and it was not working.
do you hit the balls into the ocean when you're on a cruise?
But you're in a little net cage on the basketball court,
Okay, that's interesting.
so you have like people like watching you take this lesson too.
That's not
That's
good.
nerve wracking. It's
Yeah.
always nerve wracking
Yeah.
when people are watching you swing.
It's not so bad like when you're a 16-year-old, but if it was like me now, I'd be like, I'm good, dude. Like, cancel this. I'm done. Like, we're not doing this in front of all these people. And he was like a pretty young guy. He may not have really known what he was talking about. I mean, he's a golf pro on a cruise ship, right? So,
It reminds me of that course in Denver. I think it's the Evergreen course where like the whole one, you like basically tee off like right in front of everybody, like right in
mhm.
front of the pro shop. And it's just so nerve wracking because you got to like go over water too. And just everyone's watching you drinking beers. Scares the shit out of me.
I love that feeling. Like, not in the moment, but like after I like put the club face onto the ball and it goes somewhere, I'm like, okay, that was fun. But like in the moment, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, please just do not miss.
Yeah.
I got to go back to Dallas and Jordan Spieth real quick. I just think of first of all, Dallas guys, especially Dallas golf guys, like kind of all look the same to me. And Jordan Spieth is like the perfect embodiment of what a Dallas guy looks like to me. Like he just looks like Dallas. Like if I saw him walking down the street, didn't know who he was, I'd be like, that guy's from Dallas. Like they just have a look that is, it's very golfy. Like they all look like they golf.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of golf out there, right? Tons of private, tons of public. But you're right. I mean, it's like tall, slim, blonde-haired dudes. Everyone golfs out there. So when you have that going for you too, you're tall, blonde, and like white. Like, yeah, you're pretty much a golfer.
And that's Dallas.
That's Dallas. I mean, the best part about Dallas outside the golf that I played there was Hard Eight Barbecue. Have you ever been there?
Not that one.
Dude, if you go to Dallas, go to Hard Eight. You'll be like this. I mean, KC guy, you know your barbecue. Maybe you don't like Texas. I should
No,
retract
dude,
what I
it's good.
say.
No. Texas barbecue is awesome. Like you could make some arguments that it's better. Like the way they do beef, like they have beef ribs that are just like, bigger than my arm. Like we don't do that in Kansas City. So yeah, I know I'm not going to be a total hater. Like yeah, I'm going to say Kansas City's the best always, but Texas does it well.
When you walk into Hard Eight, like the first thing you see is the pit where they make the steaks to order. So like they do like ribeyes and all that. Like you get up thinking you want a steak. I'm like, no, I got like 5 pounds of food here. I don't want a steak. Next time I go back, I'm definitely getting a steak. Don't get me wrong, but that place it's like electric when you walk in there.
They have visibility into the pit. You don't always get that, so that's cool.
You see everything they're cooking, not just the steaks, but
Literally,
like the
literally
briskets and
how
all
the
that.
sausage is made. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool.
You may not see the
That's
sausage
cool.
get tubed and all that in the skin, but you see it get cooked for sure.
Well, Jack, what's your favorite course that you've played in the beautiful country of the United States or anywhere else? But I don't think you've golfed much abroad either. But yeah, curious what you would say.
Steve, I don't want to just glaze you constantly, but my favorite course was when we were in Scottsdale and we would do the 6 a.m. golf sesh and we would get a free breakfast burrito with the round. And I just loved that. I was just looking forward. We'd only play like 9 holes and I get a fat burrito afterwards.
Jack, you have sold me on this golf experience. I'm
Dude,
fully bought in on
Cameron,
this.
it's called the Back Nine and Breakfast. It's in Scottsdale. It is fucking. It's one price. You play the Back Nine, and then you get a free breakfast with it. Back Nine and
I
Breakfast,
I don't
baby.
know if the listeners and the viewers can tell. I don't know if you guys post it to YouTube where there's video, but I'm a guy who likes breakfast burritos. It's pretty
Love breakfast burritos.
clearly visible. Yeah. No, like I didn't know what a breakfast burrito was until I moved to Denver. I'm originally from Illinois, and I'm like, where
Mhm.
has this been all my life? Like, what is green chili? Like, what are we doing?
So
Yeah,
good.
it's incredible stuff. Well, the other thing I enjoy, is that it's only 9 holes. I just feel like my play falls off hard after 9 holes. I don't know if it's like my concentration, my ADHD or something, but 9 holes, you got me. Like I'm pretty locked in.
Yeah.
But then after that, I start to struggle with focus. So, that's the other
Yeah,
part I love
Cameron.
about the
Cameron,
course.
what's your take on that? Like, because sometimes I do feel like 18 is too many. Sometimes nine's not quite enough if I'm loving it. Like, I feel like 14 would maybe be a better. What do you think?
I typically avoid playing just 9 holes.
It's a golf guy.
As my son gets older, and that's going to have to be more of an option for me because it's less time away from the family. It's more streamlined. That being said, I'm a full 18 guy right now. I like
Hell
playing
yeah.
18 holes. I feel like I'm just catching my and there's no statistical evidence of this. It's just my feeling. I feel like from like hole 6 to hole 14 is like when I'm peaking on the
Mm,
round. Like that's when I'm gonna make the pars. It's gonna hit the good shots. But sometimes that trickles off into 15, 16, 17, and 18 as well. And I hate feeling unfinished. When it starts raining, I'm on hole 12. I'm like, this sucks. No matter how bad I'm playing, I'm like, I want to keep playing. I want to bounce back, or I want to keep this going. So I
I
like
love
the
that
18
about you.
holes, but I'm gonna have to open my horizons to more 9 hole rounds for sure.
well, I definitely don't want to. I mean, you clearly, have your method. I just, I don't know what it is about me. I think maybe it's just like, okay, hole nine, I've shanked it 20 times. I've lost a few balls. Oh, the round price has doubled for me because I've gone through many balls. So I get a little discouraged.
What you need to do, Jack, is you just need to play more because you'll hit less shanks.
You're right. You're right.
True.
And
Yeah,
don't be
but
afraid to buy cheap balls. Don't go out and spend $55 on the balls.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not afraid to hit those range balls out there either.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd maybe do a step above, range balls that are 20 years old, but
sometimes
Now,
I
the
run
more you
out of my
play,
good balls, and that's all I
the
have
more you
left.
play, the better you get. Like that's true for everyone. And just know, no matter you don't just go out and have fun. If that's 9 holes for you, then play 9 holes.
yeah.
If
Now,
that's you play 5 holes and you're already tired of it and you just want to hang with the boys, play 5 holes and just hang out.
yeah, yeah.
Who
If you could
cares?
just buy like a la carte holes, like, hey, okay, so what I'm gonna do? I'm in the pro shop. Okay, I'll take hole 3, 5, and 12.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
seems like a logistical nightmare, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Now, Cameron, this is very interesting, right? Do you ever feel like, how many rounds of golf do you think you could play in one day?
It's funny you asked that. Let me backtrack. I need to backtrack on my golf take.
Okay.
Chambers Bay in Seattle is probably the best public course that I've played from
Okay.
a view standpoint, from a course layout standpoint, to like a history of it. They had a U.S. Open there where Jordan Spieth, our Dallas guy, won in 2015. Anyways, Chambers Bay is awesome. I bring up Chambers Bay because they have what's called a solstice event every year. So on the summer solstice, the Sunday closest to the summer solstice, they do a solstice event where from sun up to sundown, you're playing golf. So I think like the most holes is like 76. Somebody played 76 holes in the day.
My God.
That being said, I Chambers Bay is also like touted as one of the hardest walks in golf, and it's a walking only course. That being said, I don't mind 36 a day. I've done 36 a day many times. I won't go more than that. But for the Solstice event, I probably will try for 45.
Wait. So when you do the 36 though, like are you just like back to back in it or are you taking a little bit of a break, like come back in the afternoon or something? Or...
Yeah. So like at Trinity Forest, both times I played Trinity Forest, we did 36 holes in a day. And the first time we were rained out, not rained out, we had a rain delay for like an hour and a half after hole 7. So that was kind of our lunch break. We ate then, and then we kind of just went, all right, we had caddies the first round. We're going to push cart our way around the second. We kind of just, right when we were done with 18, got loaded up, maybe grabbed a snack or two in the clubhouse, and then headed right back out. The thing with me is like, I'm a big momentum guy. Like, I need to keep moving. You sit down for 5 minutes after walking 18 holes, it's going to be hard to get up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally see that. Yeah, if I get like a
Yeah.
club sandwich in me with a IPA, there's no way you're gonna have to get me a wheelchair to get out of there.
Yeah, the first 9 holes are going to be just you like figuring out how to not be lethargic after something like that, myself included. So it's a big snack thing. Like I try to avoid if I'm doing 36, especially if we're walking, then it's like, okay, we can take a break. Now, I mean, if we're riding, you can take a break, right? Because you got a cart hauling you around. You just got to get out at your ball, hit it, get back in. It's way more manageable if you're riding to take that lunch break.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And what is it like playing with a caddy? I've never played with a caddy, actually.
Steve, have you?
No, I'm too
Yeah.
poor.
Yeah, I'm
It's
too poor.
it's a lot of fun. I mean, I don't do it like every round of golf. Like public golf, they don't have caddies, right? And that's what I play. But when I can, it's a very enjoyable experience because these caddies typically are pretty good golfers themselves. And part of golf is like course management. Like Steve and Jack, when you're teeing off, you're probably not really doing any of that, right? Like poking the ball out there, hoping you can find it, go hit it again. But a big thing to like playing good golf is knowing where to miss, knowing where not to miss, trying to avoid all those mistakes, and caddies are good for that. Also, personally, putting, reading greens is
Mm,
extremely hard to do. One of the hardest parts of the game. Caddies are extremely knowledgeable when it comes to each green at that golf course. Like when I was in Pinehurst, we had the same caddies the entire week, and that was Pinehurst rounds. It was 6 rounds in 5 days, and 5 of those we had caddies.
Wow.
And there is the fee, there's the tip. At country clubs, it's a lot of fun because, like, I mean, I live 5 minutes from Colorado Golf Club, which is a pretty exclusive club to get on, and they have caddies. Like, when you're a guest, you have 2 guests in a group there, you have to take a 4 caddy, which, do you know the difference between a 4 caddy and like a caddy?
mm-mm.
No idea.
So a caddy's a guy you got carrying your bag, right? Walking down the course with you. A 4 caddy will go up ahead of you and let you know, like, if your drive is safe, if it's in the fairway, they do this. Safe if it's maybe not in the fairway, but you can play it, or like out of bounds, they'll let you know, and like then you re-tee from there. So they kind of go ahead of you to help out that way. They'll help on the
Damn.
greens and everything too. So
So he's like a
they're a little-
referee.
not really a referee, just kind of like, hey, you can play your ball that you just hit. And then when you get to your approaches, like they'll help you out, right? Because you can see the green for the most part. They'll be like, hey, just don't hit it right. You don't want to miss it right. Anything left's fine. Blah blah blah. But they're not carrying your bag. Big difference.
Yeah, I
That
love
must
how he
be
tells you
nice.
which way to. Yeah, I love how he tells you which way to miss. Like I'm not good enough to not miss a certain way. Like I'll try to not miss left or whatever, but I still will shank it that way, or just completely go to the right, like into a street.
So,
Hit some
well,
cars.
I have like, we'll call it a dad joke at this point because I'm a dad and it's a joke, and I say it every time I meet a new caddy.
Yeah, that tracks.
I say, I hope you like the right side of these holes because that's where we're about to be all day. Because my ball goes right. Like,
That's good.
Steve, you're lefty, right?
I am a lefty.
Yeah, so you probably go left if I had to guess.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Your power fade goes left.
like I said, I go all over the place. I wish I could say that I miss a certain way consistently, but I'm not even consistently bad enough to go a certain way.
So nomad of you.
You want to see the whole place, man. you're just a wanderer, you know?
Yeah,
Now,
well,
have
that's
you
what
ever
we're all
had
about.
have you ever had a close call with like a gator or like a snake, or like a shark? I don't know.
Yeah, so a shark, no. Not much golf going on in the middle of the ocean.
Got
But
you.
Well, on the
with a snake.
cruise, on the cruise, it could have been possible.
Yeah.
Just
You
saying.
see the occasional dolphin, maybe a whale breach, but never seen a shark. I'll lie. We did a banana boat thing where we were getting really drunk and they're pulling us behind on an inflatable tube or whatever. And they pulled us up to like watch this dolphin show from afar without like having to pay for it. And the guy on the boat, we're all sitting straddling this banana boat. And he goes, "Look down," and there's like three like sharks beneath us, and I was not a fan. Was
Dude,
not a fan. Because first of all, I'm not getting my big ass back up on that banana boat very quickly if I fall off.
Right.
Dude, the
So
problem is the boat looked like a banana, so the sharks, everyone knows sharks love to eat bananas. So they were
that's
like,
what
"Oh,
I've
look at
heard.
this delicious looking banana. Let's go eat that." That's probably what the problem was.
I saw
It's
I
not.
saw
It's
that on
even
Net
peeled for
Geo.
us.
Yeah.
Not Geo.
So I guess I have had a close encounter with a shark, just not golf related. But yeah, snakes. So there was I believe it was a water moccasin is what they have out in North Carolina, and I was right up against like the line of like the pond in the hole, and my caddy's like, "I'm not going down there." He's like, "I just saw a water moccasin back there. I'm not going down there." I'm like, "Okay, bro, I'll just go hit it, like whatever." And I hit a terrible shot. That round was not my best round in Pinehurst, but then also out here at Foothills in Lakewood, I was in a practice greenside bunker by the practice green, and I look over to me, I see something kind of moving, and it was a baby rattlesnake. Like I could see the rattle on the back of it. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here later. I did pest control for a while, and I was pretty familiar with like snakes and identifying. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do that. So
Dude, I heard the babies are sketch too because they can't control their venom as well, so they'll just like
they
unleash
just
all their
dump it
venom.
into you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dump that shit.
Jesus.
And watch out.
Like well, at least an adult will like snap at you and snap back. Like I think what they do is like they latch, not or like they're on you longer. Yeah, no, it's
I'd probably
bad
take
news
a rain
bears.
check if that happened to me.
And I'm going home.
I will say the biggest gators I've seen on a golf course were in South Carolina in Hilton
Hmm.
Head. And I didn't play the fancy Hilton Head course that you probably are thinking of. Again, too poor. I just played a couple other ones. Like they have a lot of nice courses on Hilton Head.
Hilton Head's got some of like the best golf in the world,
Yes, yeah, it was awesome.
public or private or fancy. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, so I just played some public ones. One of them I think was called Shipwreck, and there was another one. Dude, the Gators there, like people talk about Florida and the Gators, but no, dude, South Carolina, don't
Hmm.
sleep on it. The Gators were freaking huge. So if my ball went anywhere over there, I just didn't fuck with it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a gator on the golf course, but the only time speaking of South Carolina, the only time I've been close to a gator was actually when we were doing like a old plantation tour when we were out in Charleston. I mean, they were just gators all over the place as we're driving on this bus and it went on. They're ginormous. They're terrifying. They're literally just dinosaurs. Like they're just dinosaurs. That's what I call
Dude,
them.
they are dinosaurs. Fun fact, the closest living relative to anything crocodilian, like a crocodile or whatever, a gator or whatever else they're called, caiman, is birds because they both kind of come from dinosaurs. So birds and alligators are really closely related. Like they're the closest living relatives, which you wouldn't think, but they both
They're
have the
like
same.
exact opposites to just your everyday person. You know?
Yeah, but they both have the same dinosaur ancestors. So that's one of my favorite fun facts that people usually won't guess.
That's crazy. So, all right, here's kind of the spicy question. Do you consider Top Golf to be real golf?
Probably not real golf. I mean, you're partaking in golf, right? I like Top Golf. I'm a big top. If Top Golf called me and said, "Hey, we want to sponsor the pitch mark," I'd be like, "Done, no questions asked." Big Top Golf guy. Used to
Nice.
go there. I went 3-4 times a year in a row for my birthday, which is in late January, because like they have heaters. You can go swing a golf club. You can get drunk. You can have semi decent food. Um, Real golf, I'm gonna go with no. Golf, yes.
Yes. That's a fair answer.
Like if you guys came back to Denver visiting and you're like, hey, we're going to Topgolf, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Count me in.
Fuck yeah. All right, we'll do
Nice.
that next time.
I don't
Next
bring
time we're
my
in
own
town.
clubs to Topgolf.
No.
Good. Yeah,
No.
that's kind of a try hard move, honestly, when people bring their own clubs there. It's like, dude, come on. You're
Where
eating
you see
nachos.
they got their golf glove on. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, do
Well,
you eat your hamburger with that?
So
it's
let
good.
me ask you a question now that we're on the topic of food. One of my questions I had for you guys was your favorite golf course like food. You know, like in America, it's like hot dogs and bratwurst, right? Like that's what people get. I've recently ventured out. Somebody mentioned this to a club sandwich. Some golf courses can make a good club sandwich. It's just a little less efficient than a hot dog or a bratwurst. So my question to you is, traveling abroad, Steve, I think you may have played a little bit more golf abroad. What does it look like, in Mexico City when you're playing golf? Like, are you getting tacos? Are you getting hot dogs? Like, and then what is your favorite on course like snack slash meal?
Whoa, wow, that's a big one. Yes, so you can get tacos in Mexico, and I always do that because I love the tacos in Mexico. So, I mean, that's kind of an easy answer because tacos are also just one of my favorite foods. So, kind of a boring answer, but I would say the tacos in Mexico. One thing I will say is I was playing in the Dominican Republic, and that is known as the golf capital of the Caribbean. Okay, there's a lot of, probably just because it's the biggest island in the Caribbean, so it has the most courses. But I think it has a pretty nice PGA course there that some of the pros play and stuff. But
Yeah, there's an
what they
event there
have,
every year.
yes, yes. So what they have there is all-inclusive golf because a lot of the courses are part of an all-inclusive resort anyway. So you go there, dude, and I swear they're just like everything's all-inclusive. So you can go in to the resort and eat the all-inclusive food as part of your golf deal. And that includes beers and drinks on the course, which is the best part. So you're just drinking unlimited booze while you're golfing and you're not paying any extra for it. And then yeah, going in and like at the after 9 holes to do your little hot dog break, we're eating a complete meal at the all-inclusive resort. So that was an awesome food experience, I would say.
Okay. Jack, what's your favorite like golf course food experience slash item?
I mean, I'm gonna have to go with the tried and true. I do love a glizzy. I love it when they come in the little sleeves and I get a little bit of mustard packet and I just crush those things. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I did have a similar all inclusive experience in Cancun one time with my dad, and that kind of backfired because I just ended up eating so many sandwiches by like hole 12. I'm just like, I'm like way too full. Like I somehow like the cart just came around so many times. I ended up eating like 5 or 6 sandwiches because they sneak up on you. It's like you get like the triangle sandwich. Maybe there's no crust, and you're like, dude, I can like eat this in 3 bites,
Mm-hmm.
and then before you know it, you can't even swing.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I'm actually just like some places too, like put a little bit more effort into the hot dog.
Mm,
I will shout out a golf course in Illinois. It's called Fire Lake, and their bun is a pretzel bun. Their hot dogs are, they're not like the little skinny guys. They got some girth to them. A little
nice.
bit of mustard, a little bit of onion, and like you're cooking with butter at that point, dude. It was top notch.
Yeah, I love a good meat missile.
Yeah, I mean, and definitely mustard and onion. That's a great combination. I know we've discussed in our podcast before, some people like ketchup, but that's just, I can't do that.
Listen, I'm from an hour south of Chicago. Chicago dogs, all that. I am pro ketchup on hot dogs.
Okay, that's fair.
Fair enough. I will say, we're a travel podcast. Anthony Bourdain was once asked, what's your favorite tubular meat in the world? And he's had every tubular meat you could imagine, right? Traveling
Mm-hmm.
around, eating. He said Chicago literally has the best hot dogs, the best tube-shaped meat in the world.
Dude, there's just so many little like family-owned restaurants that have been around for 60 years. Like it's hard not to get it. The Italian beef and the hot dog is like what I equate to like Chicago style kind of food. Like pizza, like tavern style. Don't get the deep dish. Go to tavern. But like a hot dog or like an Italian beef stand, like that's Chicago to me.
Dude, last time I was there, I had the Italian beef thing. Changed my life. I had never really had that before. It was fucking
It's
incredible.
so
It was
good.
after a night of boozing, too. It was perfect.
Perfect. Did you get it
Yeah.
dipped? They will
I don't.
literally dip your whole sandwich into the au jus.
Yeah, they did that because my friend who lives there told me to do that. He like
Yeah.
he told me exactly like what to
Here's
order,
the
like line by
instructions.
line. Yeah, the
Yeah.
instructions with the peppers, whatever those are called. everything. And yeah, we got the au jus involved. So it was wet. It was like wet and
Wet.
like it
That's
was
what they
awesome.
call it.
Yeah,
Like
wet.
a
That
wet
was it.
burrito.
Yeah,
Well,
kind of.
Yeah.
except like they still expect you to use your hands to eat the wet Italian. It can be a little messy, but
I had some
I,
paper around it, but you know,
yeah, you get the wet Italian beef with mozzarella, hot jardinere. It's hard to beat that.
so good, so good. But
It's
Damn,
yeah,
just
I'm
beef
wouldn't be
low-key
able
kind
to.
of hungry.
12 hours.
Yeah, wouldn't be able to play more golf if I had that after
No,
the
definitely
first
not a
front
golf, not a
nine.
golf course
Yeah,
snack. Just a
yeah.
general food take there.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. There's been some times I've been so full on the golf course where I'm praying for a rain delay. I'm like, you got to get me out of here. I can't swing anymore. I've had like 3 glizzies in the past 4 holes.
Yeah, we may have touched on it, but I was just curious, like your favorite like golf related moment. Like Steve, I know you golf a lot with your gal pal, right? You know, you
Mhm.
guys traveling all the time. I'm sure you guys have some good memories and stuff. Just like your number one like golf related memory that you have.
Okay, here's one that comes to mind because I was abroad, and it was golfing in Puerto Rico. Um, Puerto Rico, there's some feral dogs running around here and there, but we see 2 feral dogs running toward us on the golf course, and we're like literally on a putting, like on a green, on a hole,
Hmm.
right, putting. These feral dogs, 2 of them running right at us. We're like, oh shit, are these things about to attack us? Like, we don't know what's going on in Puerto Rico. Like, people might get eaten by dogs there. I don't know. But so we get our clubs ready. We're like gonna whack these things if they start jumping on us, whatever we gotta do. These things could have rabies. I don't know. So we get our clubs ready to use as weapons. But the dogs actually run right by us and they go into the woods that are behind the hole. And like 30 seconds later, the dogs come out with a giant iguana. And the 2 dogs are like sharing this thing like it's Lady and the Tramp spaghetti, both their mouths are around both ends of the fucking iguana and they're just like tearing it apart. They'll drop it. They're like playing with it. It's kind of fucked up. They'll
Yeah.
drop the iguana. It starts kind of walking around. It's still alive. And they're just like keep biting into it. Iguanas have really hard skin. I
Yeah,
think
like
their
outer skin.
scales, like it can block, but it does start bleeding and they're just like going at it. My girlfriend's dad is there with us and I'm trying to like film this thing. I'll put up a video of this because I got some good footage. Yeah, Cameron, I think I might have sent you a video of that. But anyway, but yeah, dude, I just remember my girlfriend's dad being like, dude, get away from those. I kept getting closer and closer trying to film. He's like, dude, get away. I didn't know him that well at this point, so I was like, all right, I don't want my girlfriend's dad to think I'm a weirdo, like getting close to this mauling of a fucking lizard. But that was a memorable experience that I'll never forget. Jack, you got one?
That's exactly what I had in my mind, when I asked that question, like
You thought it was gonna be
unmemorable.
something romantic or
But yeah, I hit this one shot. It like hopped once and went right in the hole for a 3 on
no,
par 5.
nothing good.
Jack, how about
Jack?
you?
Well, I did have like not to be dramatic, a near-death experience on a golf course once.
Mm.
Okay, so I was like 16 and I was playing with my good buddy. I think the course in Kansas City is called like Homestead or something. And I was pretty far ahead, right? I was actually on the green and my buddy was hitting an approach and he was probably about 120, 130 out. And I'm like, I don't know why I was doing this, but I was like on the green, like watching him hit the ball, right? And he hits it and I lose track of the ball, right? And I don't see it. And I just like take one step to the right and the ball drops right where I was standing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, did I almost just get hit with a golf ball like on the top of my head? So that's about it for me.
That reminds me of another memory when I was playing golf with Jack and he hit a drive that went completely sideways. Like we're talking 45 degrees and just nails this dude in the leg on another hole, like who's teeing off on another hole. And Jack just nails this guy. And the guy's like, what the fuck? And Jack, I'll let you finish the story, but I know Jack offered to buy him a beer at the clubhouse and stuff.
Yeah, I ran up and talked to him and tried to get I was like, hey, I'd love to buy you lunch or something. I'm sorry. I think I said I'm a shitty golfer or something like that. And he was chill about it. I mean, he's a little bit in pain, a little annoyed, but he was as chill as you could be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I kind of hit him in a meaty part, like right on the calf, so it wasn't like it probably didn't hurt as bad as maybe if you get hit in like the ribs or something like that.
Yeah, see, and that's what you have to do. Like, you have to own it, right? Like, I've hit errant shots where it's like close to a group, and like before I even play, like a lot of times it happens like when they're in the fairway, right? And I actually hit a good drive, and I'm like, well, shit, that's going right at this guy. Even if it's like a close call, I'll be like, I'll drive up to him before I hit my next shot, be like, hey guys, my bad, like that's on me, because that like really brings everyone down, you know. Like that guy had every right to be pissed at you, right, and like want to like beat you up or whatever he was saying. But it's like
Yeah.
as soon as you like own up to it, it's like, all right, dude, I'll chill out a little bit. My leg fucking hurts, but I'll chill out a little bit.
You show you care, right? You
Yeah,
show it was
but
unintentional.
so many people, and I have one in my head right now. When I was playing in Florida at my buddy's club where he was a member, this guy and his two guests were playing a couple holes ahead of us, but like we were going down a hole this way and they were coming back, and like it was like 5 feet from hitting me, like on the fly, like a line drive. And I just looked at my buddy and he's like, we'll wait and see if they come over. Just walked right by us. Like they watched this ball fly right by me and him. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of a douchebag. Like I'm even more pissed now
Yeah.
that you didn't say anything.
Yeah, at least acknowledge it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron, you got a favorite memory you want to share?
So talking about Pinehurst, and this is probably going to change with how I end this story, but we played it's Pinehurst number two, which they just number their golf courses. That's like how they go through it. And Pinehurst number two hosts the U.S. Open, and it was there last year in the summer, and we played it like a month and a half after the U.S. Open was there, and just that first tee shot, like Jack, you were saying, teeing off in front of a bunch of people, like
Hmm.
the three groups behind you are watching you, and there's people. Luckily, we had an early morning tee time, so like the restaurant wasn't chock full of people, like because there's a big old patio that wraps around. But like when you finish, like there's 100 people watching you putt out, because 18's right there. But like that first tee shot, like I was like in my head walking up to it. I had chugged. My buddy went and got us double. I forget what they're called, drinks. I'm like, I'm just going to slurp this down before so I can like calm my nerves. It was like there's like this much left in the drink by the time it was my turn to tee off. Just that initial tee shot into that golf course that has hosted U.S. Opens and is like top 100 golf course in the world. That's like more recent. That was last year. That's sticking out to me. And then of course I have two hole in ones, and my last one was it flew directly into the hole. Like it didn't touch the green. It flew directly in the
Swished
hole,
it. Nothing but
and
net.
that was
Wow,
pretty
that's
cool.
crazy.
I remember watching it and like I'm looking. I'm like that's like you're looking up and down at the stick to see where it's gonna land, right? And it was like just dead even with the stick the entire time. And I hear it hit the stick to some degree, and I'm like, that just hit it. Didn't see it shoot off anywhere. So I'm walking on this par three. I'm walking this round, and I'm like, I don't see my ball like on the left, the right, front, or whatever. So I'm like, I went and looked in the hole, and sure as shit, there it was. That was in 2017, I believe. Yeah,
That's
Wow.
badass.
Okay.
I
That's
really want
fucking
that to
sick.
happen to me.
Same.
yeah, flying it in.
I'll
Like
take a
I'd
birdie
like to
in
know
it.
the odds of like a hole in one and then a hole in one like on the fly. Like I'd like to know the differences mathematically because
Yeah.
it's
Fuck.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. All
Nothing,
right.
nothing like an
Well,
iguana getting torn to pieces by feral dogs. Couple
different
close
different
calls, Jack.
strokes.
Not necessarily like my close calls, besides the one I told you about. But like, I mean, I've been on a golf course enough, like with bad enough golfers, or just enough in general. I'm at risk a little, probably higher than normal, but nothing too crazy.
That's good, honestly. I figured, yeah, you play enough golf, you're probably gonna get hit. I mean, that's just part of the game, you know?
That's right. I've seen the last time I saw somebody get hit, it was all of us. We were in a foursome, and my buddy, who's not very like good at golf, was hitting his iron approach, and for some reason, like he hit when the other cart was like in front of us. It wasn't like directly in front, but like off to the right a little bit. But the guy, my other buddy's like walking to his ball. I'm like in mid swing. I didn't want to say anything. I'm like, dude, this is gonna happen. And he just hit a low line drive right in the dude's feet. And my buddy was pissed who got hit. But I'm like, hey, let's calm down.
As
Let's
long
calm
as you
down.
don't die. As long as you
You're
don't
not
die,
dead. It was
it's
in
all
your
good.
like calf. Like chill out, dude. Then we got Dairy Queen after that round. It was a good time. I think it was the last time I had Dairy Queen actually. And that was like 5 years ago.
Not a top fast food place, Dairy Queen. The ice cream's good. Food, nah.
Yeah, I don't go to the Orange Julius's for the Orange Julius. I go for the Blizzard.
Yeah, baby. Flip that shit upside down. I love a blizzard.
Dude, love it when they
Wait,
flip
what?
that up down, upside down.
Wait, what are you talking
So their
Because
about?
it's
claim to fame is like they make your Blizzard, and then it's like, dude, this shit is so thick, like it doesn't even come out of the cup, and they flip it upside down to show you.
yeah.
You
Wow.
If
don't
you
know
go
about
through the
this, Jack?
drive-through, that's how they'll hand it to you. Like they'll to prove that it's a real blizzard. They're like flip it upside down before they give
Yeah,
it to
like,
you.
I
this is
mean,
that soft serve, thick.
okay, I don't know if I remember that, but it's definitely been a long time since I've had a Blizzard.
Why don't you, Jack, treat yourself to some DQ tonight? Go get you an Oreo Blizzard with some hot caramel mixed into the ice cream with chocolate ice cream, and you'll be set right. They'll show you, they'll flip it upside down,
Wait, does
and
the
you'll have
hot
an Oreo
caramel
Blizzard.
not fall?
No, I have I when I order it, it's like mixed into the ice cream as they're making the Blizzard.
Okay,
A
okay. It's
little
not
just
like
flavor
drizzled on
profile.
top and I look like an idiot and it's all over my pants.
Right.
Okay. Maybe I will get a Blizzard.
We're gonna need to see photo evidence of this, Jack. All right.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
All right, well, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Cameron?
No, those were really the only two questions I had thought of. I figured we'd probably get into a food conversation with one, and then just a general, memory conversation. I definitely
I love
wasn't
it.
expecting the iguana story to be the top dog, but it
Yeah.
is what it is, and not something you see every day.
That's all I could think of. But yeah, no, we're I don't want to take more of your time. I know you wanted to get out of here like 40 minutes ago, so
It's funny.
we'll let you go.
So my son is at home right now. We're gonna keep him home through the summer. He's about to go into kindergarten and stuff. I'm like, why don't we try to do like grandmas help us out, kind of do some teaching, little like just hanging out, and that's why I thought I had to go. But I texted her. I said, "This is my mother," and I said, "You know what? Just go. Put some TV on. We'll let TV do its thing for a few minutes because we're vibing right now on the podcast." So
Okay, I didn't know
Nice.
that. Yeah, I was like trying to hurry you along. I didn't know that we were. I didn't know you were good. I mean, I know we were vibing, but I didn't know that you were good on time. So that's good to know.
yeah, it's funny. I'm recording my own podcast in about 20 minutes too. So I'm just trying to be in that mode. Like if I go out and wrestle with the 4-year-old, I might be out of the podcasting mind. So
Right. It's like we talked about, if you take a break and you eat too many glizzies in the
that's
middle of
exactly right.
golf, yeah, kind of the same thing.
Proof's in the pudding that I'm a momentum guy, just from this little story right here. So
Yeah, you're living it in real time.
no, but I appreciate you guys having me on, Steve. I appreciate the invite. I try to listen as much as possible. I
Thank you.
will admit that I am like full blown like golf. Like I'm addicted. I got golf head covers, golf maps, posters, like put it into my veins, but I do try to listen as much as possible to you guys. It's enjoyable. I will say too, like the way you live your life is cool, right? If that's your goal and that's how you want to live your, like, I'm all for it. It's not something I can swing currently, with the family and everything. But if I were to do it all over again, that'd definitely be an option because you get to see so many places, meet so many people that a lot of people don't. So
Hey, man, I appreciate that. That's awesome. And honestly, hey, your life isn't bad either. You have a cool kid, a wife, and you play hella golf. Like, I wish I could play as much golf as you do. So, like, I'm jealous of you in that way.
I was saying all that in my head. I'm like, God, I sound like I hate my life. I do not. But yeah, I try to play as much golf as possible. Denver, like we're limited in the winter, so when it warms up, like and it's not even compared to a lot of people I know. Like once a week is not a lot. Like I know guys who they're members at clubs or they're part of the league, and it's like three times during the week and once on the weekend, right? That what I'm getting at is that there's always more room to play more golf. You know,
Damn right. And always
like if
More
want
I
to
were you,
travel
juice.
Steve,
more.
I'd be working and then I would be podcasting, and any other time would be on the golf course wherever I'm at abroad.
I try to as much as I can. I think I'm going to play in Mexico City this weekend. But yeah, to your point, man, we both have good lives. They're just different
Yeah,
lives. Not everyone
yeah,
could live the same life, take the same path. So we have different lives, but they're both good in their own way. And that's
Wait, what
okay.
about
We
me?
don't all need to. Yeah, you too. Well, Jack, you and me kind of live the same, I feel like. And
Okay.
then Cameron has the golf life, we have the travel life. But it's
listen,
all
Okay.
good.
if I didn't live in Colorado, I'd live where you live, Jack. I'd be down there. So I
It's
tell people
lit.
that all the time because you can golf year round down there. So
All right,
it might get hot
Cameron.
in the summer.
It is a little bit. It's not too bad. I've gotten used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as sort of a sign off, I kind of had a fun idea. Okay.
Sure. Let's
Will
hear
you
it.
give us your best golf clap? You know?
My best golf clap.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. I need
Yeah.
to practice this because I told a story about my golf memory, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the Tuesday practice round of the Masters. I don't know if you know the weight of the Masters, and it's like, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll be at Tuesday. That's probably going to trump, pretty much everything I just talked about.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So I guess I need to work on my golf clap, and why not start now?
Yeah.
What do those influencers say? Why not now or something?
All right. Practice makes perfect, maybe.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. What's the setting? Did somebody make a nice putt? Did somebody hit a good shot from the fairway? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Let's say a great shot, but not like a hole in one.
Yeah, like they put it like 15 feet for birdie from like 180 yards out.
Yeah.
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 All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to. I gotta get close to the mic. So all right, here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here's the ball. It's landing. It's landing. All right, it's landed.
That was nice rhythm.
Was it good?
That was good. That was really good.
For a first
That was
timer, I feel
really
pretty
good.
good about it.
It's
That was
not
awesome.
too quiet, not too loud. Like that was the quintessential golf clap.
You think of that like at an event, right? Where there's probably depending what hole and who you're watching, a few other 100 people. Like that gets pretty loud.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, yeah. In unison with the crowd, that's gonna sound beautiful. So that.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go work on my golf clap with my 4-year-old as we watch. I'm gonna guess he's watching Spidey and Friends.
And my
Nice.
nephew loves that shit too.
Did you know the lead singer of Fall Out Boy sings the intro song to Spidey and Friends and Hot Wheels? They're both one's on Disney, one's on
Patrick?
Netflix.
Patrick
Yeah.
Stump? Oh my god. Wow. That is a fun fact. That's good to know.
We're full of fun facts on this podcast, is what I'm learning. So I had to bring one up
All
myself.
fucking day.
Now,
Yeah, we
our problem
appreciate it.
is sometimes they're not 100% factual, but they are always fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's why there's Twitter and those Twitter nerds who do all the fact checking. Like we'll leave that up to those guys. They got to have a
Yeah.
job, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Give them
Leave
something
them
to
something.
do.
The amount of fake news I spread is probably just unmatched. So
Yeah, that's what we do
All right,
too.
guys.
But it's fun. Thank you,
I
Cam.
appreciate the invite.
Thank you,
Thank
Cam.
you so much.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right, Jack, can I do like a couple more minutes to talk about some of my other travel
Sure.
golf tips? Okay, I'll go rapid fire here. So, one thing to know about golf abroad is there are a lot of countries where I've experienced this personally. I couldn't play because, so this happened to me in Peru. So, this happens in Latin America and then also in Norway. They only have private courses for golf. So if you're
Really?
a foreigner, you like can't even be a member of these courses unless you live in the country. So, or unless you know someone maybe who can get you in there, which I did not in Norway or Peru. So they only have private courses, so I couldn't even play, which was crazy.
So- But what if you're just a normal guy, you want to try golf, and you do live in that?
I think you can maybe do it, but you do have to be at least a citizen of the country to even get on the course. I think Peru, you had to be a member. Norway, you had to be a local. Anyone who thinks golf is elitist in the U.S., it's even more elite in other countries because you literally have to like be a member to play. So I thought that was pretty crazy.
Wow, that is. I'm really surprised, to be honest.
But I have been able to play in a lot of countries. I played in Italy, which was awesome. Got paired with these dudes who didn't speak any English, but Italy was sick because they had like ruins on the course. You know how there's ruins everywhere around Rome. Like they had like aqueducts running through, like from however many years ago, just running throughout the golf course, which was awesome. South
Wow.
Africa, I played down there. Some of them have crazy animals on them, but I was really in Cape Town in the city. They didn't have like giraffes and shit, but if you get out of the city enough, there are courses with elephants and all that shit walking on them, so that was cool.
Imagine like a putt-putt in the Rome Coliseum.
Ooh, oh yeah, dude. We were talking about the Coliseum a few episodes ago and doing some shit in there. Like, yeah, get some putt-putt in there to really make it touristy.
Yeah, like that'd be kind of funny. Like,
What else? Mexico. They have a lot of nice coastal courses with some beautiful views and stuff. But they do cost a lot of money. Again, these are not tailored to locals. Like, it's really just for the tourists who are going there. And so it's almost more expensive to play golf in Mexico than it is, in the US. But the courses are super nice. Canada has some awesome country courses that are like just for Canadian rednecks that I've played out there that are awesome. Really cheap, not very like well kept, but like that's my kind of course. It matches my style of play, which is shitty. So yeah.
I love playing on a shitty course too. I sometimes I'm playing too nice of a course. It's like this isn't. What am I doing here? Like,
yeah, like I don't want to make a mockery of this nice course that the pros play on.
like
That's how I felt that time we played in TPC Scottsdale, right? Like that course was way too nice for us.
I've just resigned. I'm never hitting it straight ever. No matter what, it's never going straight.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
But
Cameron talking about missing
yeah,
this way and that way. I was like, I'm just not hitting it straight. My caddy is
yeah,
not going to help me. He's like, oh, hit it this way. I'm like, you're not going to help.
yeah. Like I don't need a caddy. Like I just need to not play. Yeah. No, like well the scariest courses for me, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is like the like link style neighborhood courses. Because those I feel like just have such small margin for error. Like otherwise you're hitting a house.
Dude, 100%. And I've hit so many houses. I'm like, fuck. These people are gonna hose me for everything I've got. But
Yeah.
I remember the course in Scottsdale with the back nine and breakfast. It was Continental Golf Club.
Mm.
That one was great because I was a member there because I lived like right next to it. I could walk to it, and it was not like a country club, right? It was a cheap course, so I just paid a cheap monthly fee, and then I could play as much as I want, use the driving range as much as I want. That course was amazing.
Okay, that's funny. Yeah, okay, Continental. That's good. Yeah, that was a good one. I vaguely remember like it was like so shitty they didn't even, sometimes I felt like it wasn't like properly mowed. I was like, man, it's like really rough here.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know if you
like
remember.
that.
Yeah, like I was just like, my ball ain't moving.
But again, matches our vibe a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it was perfect for us.
All right, well that's all I got for today, man. We've talked a lot about golf. That was fun.
Yeah, that was great. I think my only golf experience abroad is Topgolf in Dubai. That was really fun. Okay, that was a good one.
I feel like Dubai needs its own version of Topgolf. Like Topgolf isn't like crazy enough. Like Dubai needs something even more spectacular.
Well, it was like I don't, and we got to bring our Topgolf expert on, but it was like a really like a clubby, like there was like it was like a club vibe, and I don't know if that's just how Topgolf is like now, but it was really clubby.
That makes sense, honestly. Yeah, it would be clubby, golf
Yeah,
clubby. All right. Well, I think that's our show. Unless you got anything else, Jack.
that's it.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. See you next time.
Thank you very much. Take a weird trip.